prophecy of bread and water. The Exodus and their bread and water is a prophetic foreshadow of the end times. In the Exodus, people fled the face of Pharaoh, went out into the wilderness, and they were fed bread and water by the Lord. Exodus chapter 16, verse 4 and 12. Then said the Lord unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them, whether they will walk in my law or no. In verse 12, I have heard the murmuring of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, At evening ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread, and you shall know that I am the Lord your God. It is then that Moses brought water out of the rock. Exodus chapter 17, verse 6. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. It is here where the children of Israel were fed in the wilderness with bread and water when they fled the face of Pharaoh. In the likeness, also in the days of Elijah, the woman was fed bread and water. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 3 through 6. It is here in the book of 1 Kings chapter 17 where we see that Elijah was sent into the wilderness where there was no rain, but he was fed bread and water during this time of famine. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 3 through 6. Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook of Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. So we see here that Elijah was fed bread and water in the wilderness during the time where there was no rains. Obadiah likewise hid the people of God into the caves. And when they were hidden into the caves, they were fed bread and water. And this is a prophetic foreshadow of the end times as well. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 4. For it was so when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And it is the woman who fed Elijah the bread and the water during that time, and was miraculously provided for herself. And this is a prophetic foreshadow in itself of the end times exodus of the woman. In 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 10 and 11, it says, So he rose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And because this woman listened to the prophet, this woman was likewise provided bread and water for 3.5 years when the rain was withheld. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 14 through 16. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel, The barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord send rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days. And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord which he spake by Elijah. So isn't this the likeness of the end times, where the woman is fed during the time of rain because she listens to the prophet? She's fed bread and water during the time of no rain, until the day that the rain will come, which is 3.5 years that the rains was stopped. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 4. It is when Elijah was persecuted, he fled and hid into the cave of the wilderness, was fed bread and water. We see this in this chapter. It says, But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die, and said, It is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. It is here that when you see that Elijah was fed bread and water in the wilderness. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, an angel touched him, and said unto him, Arise and eat. And he looked, And behold, there was a cake baked on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and lay him down again. It is during the time of the image of Baal, or the image of the beast, that the people go into the wilderness for the 3.5 years, which is 42 months, or 1260 days. And this is the image of the beast of the end times. That's the likeness of the times of during Elijah. In the prophecy of Revelation, it makes this clear. Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and his cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So it is during this time that we see that the flight to the wilderness, where the woman is fed, is 1260 days, or 3.5 years. And this is the same likeness that we see where the woman flees in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 6. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. We see here that she is fed for that 1,260 days. And she's nourished. She's nourished with bread and water in the wilderness, the promise that is given to the woman, just like the woman during the days of Elijah, who listened to the prophet. It's all prophetic foreshadow of the end times. Revelation chapter 12, verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. We see here that she's nourished. And this is the same prophetic promise. You listen to that prophet, and you unite under the banner, and you come to the next Exodus, into the wilderness, during the time that the rains are stopped for those 1,260 days, you will likewise have bread and water. And it is promised to you in the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it. So what do we see here? We see that the Spirit is saying to the churches, to the entire church, come, you have a white stone and bread promised to you. To all the churches. For those who hear, do you hear, is the question. Do you hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches? If you don't hear, don't come. It's not for you. It's only for those who hear what the Spirit says. My sheep know my voice, saith the Lord. In the Revelation chapter 2, verse 17, it says, I will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written. What is that name written? That name is my people. Ami. Just like the days of the Exodus, where it was promised that they would have bread and water in the wilderness. My people, let my people go. And they will go into the wilderness and worship the Lord. And they will know that the prophecy is coming to pass, because the plagues and the judgments and the wraths will come over the earth. There will be no rain, but they will be provided miraculously, fed in the wilderness, bread and water, just as it's promised. Just as it's promised in the prophecy of the end, that they will be given manna. Hidden manna. Hidden from the world. While they starve and they go into famines and they reject the law of God, they reject the commandment to come and gather and believe on the Messiah, to unite under one stone and under one banner, they fight against him. And they will not prosper in their time. They will see the curses and the plagues come upon them. They will have their famines, and the staff of bread will be broken upon the earth. But the woman that listens to the prophet, that woman, she will be nourished and fed. She will have the bread and the water for those 1,260 days when the rain is withheld. And this is the prophecy of bread and water.